I'm here to talk to you about No Summit Out of Sight, the true story of the youngest person to climb the 7 summits. It's actually 8. Jordan Romero with Linda LeBlanc. Now, I was supposed to do a book review on this book last weekend, but I was sick. And what I did while I was sick was read this book. And I have to tell you, even though I did not feel very good, this book was one of the most motivating books that I've read in a long time. So it was very exciting. So I'm really happy to be doing this review finally. So the book is about Jordan Romero, who has this goal as a kid of climbing the 7 highest peaks in the world. And it's actually 8 peaks, but that's all explained in the book. So I'm going to give you my top 10 reasons that I think you should read this book, and I really, really mean it. You should read this book. Number 10, it's a true story. We always like books that are true stories and stories that are true, so we can relate to them and think about them and all that stuff, so it's a true story. Number 9. This probably should be higher on my list, actually, but it was really important. On the 5th page of the book, he talks about how he saw a mural in his school of the 7 highest peaks in the world, and how this inspired him to want to climb them. And as an educator, knowing that something that small impacted him in such a powerful way, it really makes you think about the things that we have in our schools, the things that we have in our classrooms, all of those things. So that was a really powerful part for me, probably higher than 9. Number 8, there's a lot of information about training and practice and the success that it leads to in there when he's getting ready for his climbs. He's training hard, he's doing exercises, he's trying technical things, he's learning how to do things. And I thought it was really cool that you could see how he worked hard and it paid off later. So I thought that was pretty neat. Number 7, there's a lot of travel stories in there. He talks about the culture and the people of the places that he's going to. The Maasai in Africa, there's a great story about that. And so it's not just about the climbing. I was really impressed with that. Number 6, the technical aspects of climbing. There is a lot of detail about the technical aspects of climbing. I read a lot of climbing and mountain adventure books, and I didn't really understand a lot of the technical stuff in them. This one was great because I could really understand it, and he did a nice job explaining that. Number 5, there are lessons in there. You know, one of the things that he says in there is that believe that things will work out, and they will. So throughout all these adventures and challenges that come up, there are a lot of life lessons in there that are pretty good. Number 4, there are real life elements. Things didn't go perfect all the time. He wasn't happy all the time. He thought about giving up sometimes. So it wasn't this rosy view of this adventure. It was real. It felt very real. So that was excellent. Number 3, I really appreciated the history that was in this book. So the history of the mountains, the history of the people that climbed those mountains, the history of the people that discovered them, mapped them, did all that stuff. It was really fascinating, and I actually learned a lot that I didn't know. Number 2, just being open to the experience and the societal issues that came up there. So he visited a few places where things weren't great for the people that lived in those areas, and that impacted his life and how he wanted to help those people. So he was really open to the places that he was experiencing, and I thought that was really powerful. The number 1 reason that I think you should read this book, and I kind of went back and forth between the mural and this, but the number 1 reason that I think you should read this book is because it will inspire you to set your own goals and to think about your goals and what you need to do to get to them. It was a really powerful book. When I'm sitting on the couch with a cold and I read this book and I'm excited to set goals, that's pretty powerful. Great book, definitely check it out. Can't recommend it enough.